What's up, guys? I'm Sean, and I made a career of test driving motorcycles. Those are all the bikes I'm test driving today and the one I'm sitting in. I'm pumped. I was pumped when I got this thing in. We probably put about 800 miles on it in the past like 2 weeks. The Slingshot's a lot of fun. It's a push button start. You turn the key, put your foot in the clutch, press it, take it off, you're good to go. Now this guy has this, the previous owner has got this Garmin GPS set up where it's like a non-stop backup camera. So it works like a rear view mirror because the rear visibility is somewhat lacking, but you can see pretty much. There's not too much you can't see with the mirrors. This Slingshot has 6,205 miles on it, and like I said, I ride motorcycles all the time. I love fast cars, and I was super excited. I was super excited to take this thing for a spin and really see what this thing can do. And I've been extremely impressed with how this thing runs. It is it's the same engine I believe they put in the Chevy Cruze. It's a GM motor. I was so impressed with the ergonomics of this thing and how they designed it and how they tuned the suspension. It's very, very impressive, because you would think that it would oversteer like heavily, but it doesn't. It actually, if you really push it, it'll actually understeer. And oversteer, of course, is like back end little tail happy. Understeer is where the front tires are kind of sliding out. The thing accelerates very well, but could be, I'll admit, it could be a little faster in a straight line. But the thing is, it spins through like the first and second gear, like the whole way. So we'll get on it a little bit up here. I mean, it is a lot of fun to drive. It's fun to learn what it can do and push it and push it and push it. It's something that I drove a T-Rex about 2 weeks ago. The $70,000 Campagne T-Rex with the BMW GT 1600 motor and a sequential gearbox and everything. It was a very cool car, but it was not something that anyone could jump into and safely drive it around. Now something like this, like no joke, anybody could just hop in this thing. Anybody could just hop in this thing and drive it around. Your mom, your sister, whatever. And they could drive it around like normal, and they could even cut the back end out a little bit. It's got three settings in traction control. Even with traction control completely on, which is how it is right now, it'll still, I'll show you. It'll still cut loose, and it'll cut loose for a couple seconds, and then it'll kick in, and it keeps just, you know, you feel like you're like, wow, I'm pretty good, you know. It's that safety barrier that they put around you, and it's a lot of fun. If you want to spin out for a little bit longer, you hold that traction control in. No, you press the traction control, and you see it says TC with an X across it. What you didn't realize, what if you hold that traction control down? Hold on. You hold it down for like 5 seconds, then it says traction control off, and then TC off. Now it's completely off. There's no driver's aids anymore. And so if you were going to hit a turn, you're like, I'm going to drift this turn, I'm going to get this thing sideways, and then you only had the one traction control off, it'll drift for a little while, and then it'll kick in, and then you'll be like, what happened? You won't be able to do donuts or anything. But if you take it completely off, it's wild. It's unleashed. Slingshot in its purest form. It's just unlike the T-Rex, the back end will spin, but it'll stay pretty much right there. It's just very, how to describe it, it's very predictable. It makes you feel like you're a better driver than possibly what you are. It's extremely predictable, and it makes you look like you're a better driver. Of course, you know, not me, because I am this good. It handles very well. It's not, you know, some vehicles they grip and grip and grip, and when they lose control, or when they don't stop, or when you hit that limit, it's gone. It's just off the track, it's off the road, whatever. This lets you know the whole way, you know what I mean? It starts to lose it a little bit, then you get up the gas, and then you make little minor adjustments. It's just very user-friendly. Pretty much the build quality inside is what you would expect out of a like a Polaris RZR. You know, it's got the rubber seats. They're very comfortable. They're very comfortable. They have these passageways in between them, you know, for air to move through and stuff. They're very comfortable. The gearbox, I read who made the gearbox. I forget who it is now. The gearbox feels great. I mean, it's not like a cable system. I'm pretty sure it's a direct gearbox down there. If it is a cable system, man, they did a good job at it. It's even something that if you, oh, look at that giant bug. It's gross. Looks like mustard. It's even something that you could be cruising on the highway, and it actually has cruise control. Put it on, set it, bam, you're cruising on the highway. You got cruise control. So this absolutely could be like your daily driver, if you would consider a motorcycle your daily driver. This is more of a daily driver than what a motorcycle could ever be. If you put some cool tire on the back, I'm gonna try to accelerate. Oh, you can't really accelerate. If you put some like studded or paddle tire on the back just to shred it up in the winter time when they're still on the ground, that'd be awesome. It is a 5-speed, and that's all you need. I mean, it tops out about 130 miles an hour. That's all really is fast. You don't want to go any faster than that. You can't legally go faster than that. The previous owner had this set up for, these are heated gear ports. So you can plug in like your heated jacket or heated pants, and that's the knob for it. I love the styling of this thing. It does look like the Batmobile. This is a black on dark metallic gray, and it really looks like the Batmobile. Everyone stops you and they want to see what it is. They want to talk to you about it. They want to sit in it for the money. And I've driven Miatas, I've driven a lot of other, you know, cool, fun little cars. But for the money, you can't beat this. I mean, this is just, it's so much fun. You get that open feeling of a motorcycle. Here, watch this. Every turn feels slow. Or in some ways it feels fast because you're out in the open, and it's an experience that you normally don't feel because you're normally caged up. It's cool. I really like it. It's also something that I'm 6'2". I have the seat moved up a little bit. You guys can move the seat more back. Unlike the Slingshot that I barely fit, unlike the T-Rex I barely fit inside, I fit great, and there's plenty of room in here. I had, you know, Caleb's taller than me, and he drove it fine. I mean, he fit in it fine. He doesn't know how to drive. But you can just hit the corners. I mean, you can hit these corners fast, like motorcycle motorcycle fast. And if you want to hit a you know, low speed turn and really get on the gas and have that back end kick out, do it. You can do it. You're only potentially messing up one tire. You're not burning up 2 tires like you normally would, you know? It's just a cheap, inexpensive way to drive. And listen, I know there's someone out there and they're like, it's not a motorcycle. Listen, keep it down. Keep it down. We know it's not a motorcycle, but that's how we got it through. That's how they got it to pass. You would never be able to get something like this to be street legal to pass as a car. There's no airbags, there's no nothing, there's no roof, there's no doors, there's no nothing about it that's safe. So take a wheel off, design it to be awesome, and let's just call it a motorcycle. So all these people who are like, it's not a motorcycle, just keep it down. Because this is cool. I like stuff like this. This is cheap. This thing starts at like 20 grand. I think it's a little higher now, but they start at 20 grand. That's dirt cheap. I would buy this over a Miata any day. It's more fun. And part of the fun is that you're open. You get to experience the elements. When the phone rings, you don't hear it. You know, you get that excitement and that liberation of being outdoors. Wow, man, that lady was close. You get that liberation of being outdoors without, you know, not being on a bike. A little more relaxing. I'm not saying anything bad against bikes, because I ride bikes non-stop all the time. Bikes are kind of my life. I think the build quality on these things are awesome. You should check it out. Check out the walk around video. This thing's a blast. What does that button do? Oh, that's the traction control button. Forgot. No, what? I forget what that button. Oh, that button changes the gauges down here. But if you're looking for something that's just a blast to drive, every time you hop in it, you're just smiling, you're laughing, you're just having a ball. This really could be it. Now, of course, it's not a motorcycle. It's hey, who are we kidding? It's a car with 3 wheels. But it's registered as a bike, and that's what makes it awesome, because this would never pass any other way. It's super cool, super unique. If you're trying not to be boring in your life, and you want to do something rash, but not something so rash that it's like, oh, it's expensive, you know, you're not going to lose a lot of money, hey, this could be it. And if you wanted to make this thing faster, they got these turbocharged kits for it. You get over, I mean, right now it's about 170 horsepower, 160 horsepower, and it weighs in at 1,700 pounds. That right there is a pretty good power to weight ratio, just right there. So, but if you're like me and you're like, I need a little bit more, you can get more. They got turbocharged kits for them. Put this thing over, you know, 300 horsepower. That would be insane. I mean, that would make this thing nuts. You'd be smoking at 300 horsepower out of less than 2,000 pounds. You'd be smoking everything out there, including your tires. That'd be cool. If I were going to keep something like this, I'd probably want to, I think in the future, once I really learn its limits. It's very important. You gotta, you know, while it's fun, you know, learn its limits, learn what it can do in the corners, really. And for most people, and you know, probably even for me, you could really push it in that way, you know, because a 15-mile-an-hour corner going 45 is a lot of fun. Guys, I'm gonna clean that bug. I'm gonna clean that nasty-looking bug off there. I bet there's some on my helmet too. I'm gonna clean that bug off. This thing's gonna sell. We have this thing listed at probably the cheapest one out there. I've enjoyed riding it. The closest thing I've ever ridden to this would be like my Goblin, my DF Goblin that I got at home that I'm still working on. And part of me thinks that I should have just bought one of these, because I'm gonna go through a lot of hassle getting that thing street legal. And if I just bought one of these and then throw a turbo on it, I'd be happy, and then it'd be easier to sell too. But man, this thing is cool, and you could take corners so fast. Man, it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, this thing is for sale. Check out our website, Srkcycles.com. We'll post a link below. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. What's up, guys? Sean here from Sean and Caleb from Srkcycles. Thanks for watching the video. Click here to subscribe.
Oh, click here for more bikes and beards content. And where do they want free bikes? Down here.
And I'm Caleb and Caleb.
Always.